Will Yamaha win their 100th Supercross victory? A landmark for Yamaha if Jeremy McGrath, David Villeman, or another rider on a Yamaha can get that checkered flag.
Well, it's looking pretty good. McGrath winning his heat race, Villeman winning his heat race. The only two winners on the season. I say the odds look good. Check out LaRocco here all the way on the inside.
Main event underway. Jeremy McGrath, a great start. Jeremy McGrath gets his third hole shot of the year. Damon Huffman in second on the number 20, Team Suzuki. The Yahoo Sports Hole Shot Award to Jeremy McGrath. Tortelli is up there behind Huffman.
What a great start for Huffman. And what an interesting first corner. Ricky Carmichael circulating in last place now after going down.
In 13th is David Villeman.
Look at Carmichael. He gets in there against his teammate, gets sideways, and as that bike swings back around, he clips the inside corner marker and collects Mike LaRocco. LaRocco, a great start for a change. Right there alongside Villeman, but they just get hung up. They got to go around all this wreckage.
There you see LaRocco getting off and having to pull the bike back. A bad break for LaRocco.
That's it. He is not going to even come close to finishing where he wants to finish tonight, which is probably one of those top two spots he'd be happy with. It just looks about impossible now with a start like that.
So, David Bailey, do you suspect now we have a race for second? Ward. Wyndham goes down. Ward gets through the confrontation with number 14, Kevin Wyndham.
Now Kevin has to restart the bike. The energy that takes, lose your rhythm. More riders going by. He's behind LaRocco now as you take a look at Ward running fourth.
Another look now.
Oh, that was just inches right there. Kevin tripling into that corner. Just clips the back wheel of Larry Ward. I don't think Larry Ward meant to do that. He was just taking his line. Kevin thought he could just sneak back under there.
Jeremy McGrath already with almost a 2-second lead on Damon Huffman. But look at Damon Huffman, Tortelli, and Ward and Albertine off tremendous starts and could end up with their best results in the year 2000 so far.
And yeah, once again, Albertine at the tail end of this pack we just talked about. Another pretty strong performance for Greg. He's been up front in each of the last three main events.
There's Sebastian Tortelli. Tortelli in third place.
He may just start turning into more and more of a Supercross rider as this season progresses. He's getting faster. He's starting to turn some of the fastest laps in practice and in his heat races.
Always well-conditioned Tortelli. Last week in 8th at Indy, his best of the year was the opener at Anaheim where he took a 4th place. But right now, he's hovering in 3rd. Number 7, Greg Albertine, trying to catch up to Larry Ward from 4th position.
Albie, I'm sure, is aware of the situation with Larry Ward, knowing that towards the end of the race, Larry may start to struggle a little bit, just not being able to train as much due to injuries, and capitalize on that.
Albie in 5th. Boy, would he like a podium. His last podium was a 2nd place at Dallas in April of '97. Tortelli having to restart the bike, David.
That's just right after the triple. You're trying to get stopped to the corner without stalling the bike. The soil's real loose right there.
So Ward and Albertine move up a notch with Tim Ferry behind them. Number 10, Larry Ward, Team Kawasaki. His first year on the Kawasaki team.
Albie sticking that front wheel in there, letting Larry know you better not go wide again.
And Greg Albertine, as they go through the Toyota Corkscrew after his great national championship, extended his contract with Team Suzuki. Hopes to end his career with Suzuki.
Look at the momentum through that whoop section.
Here comes Albertine. Albertine goes to the outside. Larry Ward has to let him go. What great power and acceleration and control through the whoops.
That was just determination. He came out of the corner and just He had his sights set on the line he wanted to pick, right to the outside of Ward. No problem.
So can Greg Albertine be on his first podium in quite a while. Larry Ward tries to pick up on Albertine. Jeremy McGrath is taken away with this one in Pontiac, Michigan. And we shall return in a moment. Jeremy McGrath, after taking his third consecutive hole shot, leads this field. Number 934, David Villeman, when he gets a good start, can ride with anyone. He got hung up. There he passes Greg Schnell.
Villeman is working his way up the ladder, back up into 8th. You saw how much he got held up in the first corner, so it has been a great ride, but the problem is he was the closest guy to Jeremy in the points. Jeremy now will stretch that points lead out. I don't see any way Villeman can get up inside the top. I mean, 5th would be a stretch right now, and what a chunk of points that's going to give to Jeremy.
20 laps. It becomes an endurance race after a while, especially when you're fighting from behind.
See how hard it is to get stopped for that corner. Isaiah Johnson right there in the main groove, having his problems.
There's John Dowd, number 16.
Wyndham starting to climb back into this now after his earlier mistake.
Kevin Wyndham, number 14.
The year didn't start off too bad for Kevin either at Anaheim. Up on the podium, I thought, well, this could be it. This could be the year where Kevin has all the tools, the confidence, the bike, the experience. But it's been a nerve-wracking experience for him ever since. Just gets so tight in the main event, unable to ride to his potential. This isn't really working out much better. I think he's probably riding and feeling comfortable right now, but not in the position he wants to be in.
Villeman, a long way back in double digits in seconds to Jeremy McGrath as we take a look at the 8th place Kevin Wyndham. McGrath in first, Huffman in second, Albertine in third. And Wyndham, as we zero in on him, is in 9th place.
Remember Ricky Carmichael going down to that first corner, obviously did a face plant, no visor on that helmet. He's climbed his way up into 12th spot.
He was 11th here last year in his very difficult premier year in 250s. He won the 125 East Crown here back in '98. And of course, '97, he wore the number 70. He had a crash in that race in the 125s in '97 here, but ended up third.
This has not been a good weekend for Ricky. Crashing yesterday, going in for a CAT scan, a possibly bruised spleen. But meanwhile,
the winningest rider in sports history, the defending 6-time Supercross champion, Jeremy McGrath, just takes away with it.
Just staying on task, doing what he has to do, knowing when a hole shot is really important.
He's almost 18 seconds in front of 934 David Villeman, who came into this race second in points. Villeman now in the battle for 6th with Larry Ward.
That just gives you an idea of the kind of pace and the resolve that Villeman has to be so far back in the pack. Remember, Larry Ward at one point was in 3rd place. And here these guys are battling. Villeman is on the move. It won't be good enough for him to stay in contention in this points championship, but it will be a fine ride.
Well, and you never know. What if something should happen to Jeremy?
That's always possible. I mean, you just definitely want to position yourself, if you can't be beating him, the next best guy in line. He has done that, but he is losing ground fast.
Look at that, Kevin Wyndham passing.
He wasn't able to do the triple that time. For whatever reason, the faces of those jumps are rutted. It's getting even worse.
So now it's Kevin Wyndham assaulting Larry Ward from the rear there. Ward, Wyndham.
You know what happened there, Art? They came into the corner, and Larry Ward pulled one of those old-school moves on Villeman. He shut down and made sure that Villeman wouldn't be able to jump the double. What he unknowingly did is open the door for Kevin Wyndham to move right up by the Frenchman.
Now Kevin's capitalized even more, getting around Ward. You can see Ferry just ahead of Kevin now over the triple. So Kevin still has another rider. He can move up into the top 5. That would be an improvement over the past couple of races.
Villeman trying to get a wheel in front of Larry Ward. There's Wyndham, Ward, and Villeman. This is the only race on the track right now, as Villeman just can't seem to get around the very pesky Larry Ward. Ward is showing a lot of courage right now.
Well, I know that he's having to dig deep right now for this performance with the pain and lacking the fitness.
Wyndham on a charge. He's cut 3 seconds off Tim Ferry's advantage in the last lap. Number 14, Wyndham, takes the inside move into 5th place. Jeremy McGrath continues to lead round 7 of Toyota Trucks presents EA Sports Supercross. We'll be back.
To most people,
Pontiac, Michigan, the Silver Dome, round 7 of EA Supercross. It is Jeremy McGrath looking to tie Bob Hanna as the all-time Yamaha winning rider. McGrath with 19 wins to Hanna's 20 wins, and behind him this battle is raging on. Larry Ward, number 10, has been in the thick of the action the entire race. Despite the fact he's in 8th place, he's got a teammate, John Dowd, who's been hounding him, and Villeman has just passed him.
See Dowd a little bit closer a lap ago. He made a mistake somewhere and lost some time. That gives Ward just a little bit of room to breathe. Back behind, right behind John Dowd though now is number 5, LaRocco. You see LaRocco just heading up the hill right there. And he is starting to apply the pressure here.
The former 2-time 125 Western champion, number 20, Damon Huffman. I'll tell you, Roger DeCoster has got to have a smile in his heart right now. They were saying all kinds of things when he signed Damon Huffman, who has had a couple of very bad years. But Roger has got to be having the last laugh right about now.
Yeah, I'm sure he's happy. I know he sees a lot of potential in Damon. Damon's a great kid. He's young. He's got an incredible smooth style. And he can ride Supercross. I mean, he don't win 2 125 titles by accident. He had to beat off guys like Ryan Hughes to get those championships. And there's 3rd place right there, Greg Albertine. He's starting to feel a little pressure now from Tortelli, but if Albie and Huffman can stay where they are, that's 2 Suzukis up on the podium. I'm sure that'll give Roger a reason to smile.
They're just starting to pass a lap or Turlicki. And here comes Sebastian Tortelli versus Greg Albertine. The former World GP Motocross champions going back and forth.
This is a rivalry right here. Battling that out for the 250 World Championship. These guys just keep finding each other out there on the racetrack.
Tortelli, a 125 and 250 winner. Greg Albertine, a 3-time world champion. And, of course, his biggest credential here in America, that tremendous championship in the national motocross scene last season, the 1999 season. Here's Jeremy McGrath.
Watch him through these whoops. Keeps the bike flat. Not quite as aggressive through there as he was in the heat race or earlier in the main event. He doesn't have to be, but even when he's just kind of taking it easy through there on cruise control, it's still faster than most everyone else and consistent.
With Jeremy McGrath possibly winning his 5th race of the year and Villeman winning 2. That's 7 consecutive wins for Yamaha would tie an all-time single-season win streak for them. Hanna back in '78 with 6, and Mike Bell, capping it for number 7 back then. And if you count Las Vegas last year, it's actually 8 consecutive wins for Yamaha, 7 in this season.
They've got it working over there. This could be starting a mini streak here for Jeremy. This could be 3 in a row if he hangs on. Now, look at Tortelli really starting to tighten the screws on Huffman now. Just when I thought Huffman was out in the clear for second, nothing's safe with Tortelli on the track, because that guy is so fast at the end of the race.
McGrath with better than a 10-second lead as Huffman tries to hold it together against Sebastian Tortelli. Both of them very hungry riders. Tortelli winning a motocross-like track in Los Angeles' Coliseum. In fact, that was the last Kawasaki victory in Supercross back in '89.
These guys are coming up on the white flag. So Tortelli will do all that he can to try to get around Huffman, maybe try to use the lapped riders to his advantage, capitalize on a mistake or a bad decision by Huffman, but he has got the pressure on.
As we thought might happen, we've got a great race for second place.
I used to just hate this. You get some guy just putting the pressure on you in the last lap, you're tired, you're going, oh, come on, leave me alone.
Here's our leader, Jeremy McGrath, on the final lap.
Jeremy doesn't have to worry about pressure. He doesn't have to worry about nailing that whoop section one more time, but Huffman does.
Whoa! Sebastian Tortelli putting that wheel in front on the turn. They collide just a little bit. Sebastian Tortelli, a good angle. Bar to bars, they come down into the triple. Tortelli takes over second place. Huffman still within earshot of the podium. And here is Jeremy McGrath approaching the checkers for the 5th time this year, the 65th time in his career. Tortelli is second, and Damon Huffman a very close third. Two very fine races by guys who were just hungry to get on that podium.